All right.
Okay, I'm sorry, I have to stand close to Mehran just for the mic.
That's fine.
No other
For-
reason.
That's fine.
Good morning,
For
everyone.
others.
Thank you all for coming. Good morning, Mehran, and welcome back to the University for Seniors. Some of you already know Mehran. He actually gave a beautiful lecture last term. Samia is approving. A beautiful talk last term about Persian music. And we discovered that he plays very well the sitar and the tar, no?
Yes, sir.
And that he has a beautiful voice. So that was last term, and this term he came back again with another proposal that is actually about his other passion, which is design. So in addition to music, he has another passion, and it's actually his profession. Design is what he does. Mehran teaches here at AUB at the Department of Landscape and Architecture. And before coming to AUB and to Lebanon, he gave several seminars, lectures, workshops, and studio courses at UC Berkeley, at North Dakota University, and at Washington State University. Mehran's passion for design actually grew in him at a very young age because he comes from a beautiful city, Asfahan, which is known for its historical buildings, its beautiful gardens, and landscape and architecture. And that's why I think we call it Asfahan Nisf Jahan, which is half of paradise. And up until today, his passion is just to go to Asfahan, to the bazaar of Asfahan, and just admire the architecture and the design there. So today's course is about design thinking. I'll leave it to Mehran to explain to you, and I'll leave it to you to unleash your creativity and your imagination for the coming 1 hour and a half. Thank you, Mehran, again.
Thanks.
It's always a pleasure to have you with us at the UFS.
Thanks so much. Good morning. Thank you. Good morning. This is a pleasure for me to be here again and seeing you. I wanted to just expose you to your abilities that you already have, because we have this proverb that everybody is designer and some people are good designers. So you have tried that before and you probably didn't know that. I'm just asking you first, before starting the introduction and my presentation, and what are the items I'm going to cover. Have you tried anything, practical design? Because I tell you, all of you are designers. Even when you just step out of your house, you are a designer, because when you are setting your dress, colors, and you are seeing yourself in the mirror before going out, you are designing your appearance. Yes, really. Actually, is how you can match this color with that color, and the way you are making up. It's not just colors. It's like a pattern also. But have you tried practical design? Making something before?
Yes. My husband, in the childhood of my eldest son, he drew this in his mind, and he executed like this train cave and the railways and all the design. And even we brought this old newspaper and we made it like this, and we brought this wire for the hen house. We covered and we glued. It's like
Experiments also.
Yeah.
Very interesting. I came to the field of design from the time I attended the university. And thank you so much for Maya for the introduction. It was more than what I know. But design doesn't mean that if you are thinking about design, doesn't mean that designers are not thinking, because it's very interesting that when scholars started the field of design thinking and creativity process, some designers, especially architects, were complaining, what are you talking about? what do you mean with design thinking? Do you mean we professional designers so far we didn't think when we wanted to make something? But it means something else. It means design thinking and the process that we are going to practice today are helping everybody. If you have not even practiced design before, you can make a solution for a problem that you are recognizing around you. So it means you are more conscious about your environment, and you are problem finders, not problem makers. When you are walking from home to work or to a place, to a party, if you are conscious about your surrounding, for instance, in my field, I'm very concerned about what's happening on sidewalks or the physical setting of the street, connection of sidewalk to the street, especially we are working with older adults, and we'll talk about you, Abla and I will talk about you after this session. So today we are going to first get some ideas about design thinking, and then we are practicing making something out of those recycling bottles. And when we finish that, we are giving feedback to each other. How do you think about other designs and other projects and objects that have been made today? And then I will talk to you about what we are doing with design and design ideas in Lebanon related to our field. So,
can you start without the presentation, Advance, and talk to them about the slides?
First, I want to ask you if you could read what I had in the cover of the presentation, the first introduction. That was design is everywhere, but design thinking is really invisible. We do not know how designers went through a process to make that object. And then I wanted to talk about some ideas from scholars that design is coming from our intentional intelligence. As human beings, all we have intelligence, and we are intelligent the way that they believe everybody is designer. But when we are intentionally use it for a purpose, then we are designers. And some scholars believe that design is the way that you are making a solution and you are offering a design, if it's an object or a system or just a statement for getting something as problem in a better way. We are offering something to the users, those who have that problem, that they didn't think about that, and I give you example. They didn't think about the solution, but when you give them that solution, that design, they think they always needed that. That's the creative way of design thinking and designing. For instance, the iPhone that most of you have now, did you really think 10 years ago that everything you need, from taking a photo, the GPS, or about a phone book, anything that you need as a smart phone and a little computer, you can have in your, based on different apps on your iPhones, right? But you couldn't imagine that this device can be right. But when they give you this design, Apple provided you that device, you say, oh, this is exactly what I needed. So it's a good design. And then we have different approaches to design. We have a subjective design that is more about human beings, and although we are claiming that most of our designs are user-centered, and probably you have heard human-centered design. That is very controversial because some designers believe everything is for human. What do you mean with human-centered design? We should call it user-centered design. And when we are considering completely the user's needs for the design, mostly we are considering a subjective design. But if we are also considering or more focusing on forms and the aesthetic things and beauty of that object, it's objective design. And we have another type of approach, mostly in architecture, urban design, and landscape architecture. We call it site design, that is related to both users and how they are going to use that site and that neighborhood, that community, that for urban planning, that city for the users. Yes.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
This is not going to work.
That's what. Oh.
Sudden death. So there's nothing we can do about it. If you really need the PowerPoint presentation, then we have to move classes. If not, we can stay here.
For the second part, we need for when they are starting design, because I have the instruction. Sure. When we finish this one, it takes 5 minutes. I finish this part, and we can move for the object making. We move somewhere because I have the instruction and the time for you to follow that. But anyways, design also, regardless of those approaches, is the way also we communicate with others. Is that correct? The difference between design, because art is part of design, but we have some slight differences. May I ask you if you know, what's your idea about the difference between design and art? If you are an artist, a painter, what's your difference between your friend that is an architect, for instance? How you are dealing with your project? Because there is difference.
The artist paints or does a sculpture, but the designer...
And it's coming out of what?
Instinct. Art comes from
Yes,
instinct.
I'm
Right.
sure
Design
that
comes from technique, from...
Art also has technique, but instinct is part of
they
it.
are the same.
Right.
They are the same.
Somehow, and somehow not.
We create about what we
Right.
design.
Right, design also create. Right,
Both of the art is more objective, if you want.
right, getting close.
And the design is more, can be both objective and subjective.
Right, it's very close.
Trying to develop something that can be useful, or it is a tool, or it's functional.
For design, for this,
design.
and for art.
Why for the art? It is putting what you feel and what you think in a certain manner, be it a song, be it
Right, very close.
a painting, or
Right.
whatever it may be.
But creativity is in both of them, and it's very interesting. Even we can compare design, art, and science. I can tell you also how they are different. And quickly, I just want to finish this part because we need at least 1 hour 10 minutes for making those objects. If we compare the structure of the design process or art making process, usually artists are going to communicate with their audience, regardless of the problem. Most of the time, the artists do not have a problem. Sometimes they have, like activists, artists, they have a social problem. They want to protest about something, and they are making those arts based on some issues, existing social issues, for instance. But in general, artists are going to communicate with their audience, regardless of the problem. But in design, we always have problem to make something. And you probably have heard that design is coming from needs. And when we need something, we design something. But in science, it's interesting that we have a problem similar to design. But in science, we do not know what's the final results for our research. When we are doing a scientific research, we have a problem, and sometimes, like discovering insulin or some drugs, came out of a problem that really they didn't expect to get that solution that is for something else. It's very interesting. They have a problem, but the result and the findings is not always related to that problem. But in design, when they start design, I had some samples for you showing how very skilled designers, when they start the project, when they have a problem, they know what they want to design. Almost they know. The concept is in their head because they have done that before. And we call it creative leap. It means they jump from problem to the final solution. But for the last part of that, we are going to practice a process of design that is now very general for different fields, especially in industrial design, that we are going to make object now, that you are starting with empathy and asking questions from your users, and then you are collecting data. Because I had also some models comparing design models, how they are different in different fields, but now we are just getting to the final one. That is 5 steps that we are starting talking for each group that you have. We are making group A and B. So if you are if you are group 1, we have team A and team B. 2 of you, team A, 2 team B. And then you are asking questions and putting yourself instead of that user and see how do you see that. Then you understand that user. Then you are coming with some ideas, and then we are testing the idea, and then we are making a solution, and then your solution is the final object. Right. So I have the instruction exactly based on the time. We are very limited in time, especially for creativity. They give you very limited, for instance, 5 minutes for asking questions. So whoever is faster to get the idea from the user is more successful. And also for making the object, we have 10 minutes. So you are just limited in time for 10 minutes to make anything out of this, but I tell you what is that object.
Let's move.
Sure, we are ready. Time, we have, so your group 1, please put just a sheet of paper that you are group 1, because later we are going to get feedback. So group 1, group 2, and please join this group, because they are already 5. Please join this group. You're 5. 5. And please join that group. Oh, you are also here? And please, maybe you need to, maybe you can, you are with you are with this group. And we need 1 person here. Probably you can come. No, 4, but some groups are 5. Right.
Do you prefer to stay here? Okay, I will find Christian.
So you are group 2.
In the back you can.
So you can stay here. Group 2. You are group 3, number 3. Right, but in group number 3. You are group number 3. And group number 4. Right? So please just.
Can you see them?
Yes.
Yeah, you can spot the groups.
Right.
We have 5 here.
Yes, you are 5. You are 5. Group 1, group 2. Please put the group.
Okay. Okay, fine.
Okay, are you ready?
Are you ready?
We are going to start the process. You are following the instruction. First, you are interviewing, and then we go through the second part that you are asking more questions about finalizing your ideas. And during the sessions, I'm going to play a music as a background. When music is stopped, you are stopping, right? I tell you. So, what is about? Right. I tell you. Right. We are starting asking questions from your users. So you are making group team A and team B inside each group. So, for instance, the three of you are team A, team B, right? Team A, team B, or team A, team B, right? Right. And the idea is, the idea is making a chair out of a chair, any kind of chair a chair out of those plastic bottles, but based on questions that you are asking your friends. So, team A, for instance, team A is asking questions from team B, which kind of chair you need based on your needs, based on your height, and but as much as information, you should.
A client and a designer.
The designer.
The designer.
Right. Very good point. Group A now, all group A's. We are starting with all group. I'm saying group. All team A's inside all groups, asking questions from team B's in 5 minutes, and then team B's, all team B's are asking questions from team A about what kind of chair you need and what's your expectation. So after several process, we have time for questions. As much as questions you can have, 10, 20, whatever, and write them down. We need to write them down. And then finally, you are as a group, you are making decision which one is more legitimate design solution when we get to design solution, and you are together, you are making one chair. Do you get it? Because you are designer, you are client. You are asking questions and you are coming with some ideas, you are drawing some chairs, and then they ask you questions and they come with some ideas. The one that you make, the one that each group, this is important when you are going to make. The final solution as a group maybe can be your, team A's idea or team B's idea, or something in combination together. So each group is making one chair. So we ultimately we have 4 chairs. Okay? So please try to make it to scale. I mean, actual chair, maybe the height, it depends on your solution. If it's 30 centimeters high, 40 centimeters, but we have enough plastic bottles. Okay, are you ready? Okay. Now we are starting with group, with all groups. Team, excuse me. No, excuse me. We are ready. We are starting with team A, asking questions from team B. 5 minutes time. Right. Are you in the field of in digital technology?
No, I enjoy.
Yes.
I just want to see if we're working in the right direction. Are we ourselves?
First, you were designers
Yes.
asking questions from your clients.
These are the
Clients. Where? Now they are designers
we
and
are clients.
asking what kind of chair they
Yeah,
need
so we
that
are
you want to
doing the
design.
right
And write them down.
Yeah, but Mehran,
Please.
what we got stuck
Right.
at what kind of chair we want.
Right.
They proposed the beach chair, then rocking chair.
They are not proposing anything now. Just they are collecting the data. What your need, what kind of chair you want. They are not proposing anything now. We are following the instruction. We are getting to the solution.
What are we supposed to do?
Now your designers asking you are three designers. Your group. Oh, you are here. Okay. There are two designers. You are going to hire them to design a chair for you. So they are asking you what kind of chair you want.
That's it.
So as much of the information you can get from them is helping you to offer a solution. But do not offer any solution now. Just collecting data. We will get there. You are writing that? Okay, both for all groups, please. We are just please stop it because it's also helpful to practice in a limited time that you know in a limited time how you are functioning. So now for both teams, you have collected data. Then we are going to have this one. I'm going to make it shorter because it's not that much time needed for that. So again, you are going to define the data. So you are the same thing, but make it in 2 minutes and 2 minutes. So group A is asking you to make sure, or maybe deeper, we call it dig deeper, to more questions or defining the questions that you had to finalize the data. Okay, we are starting 2 minutes for group A, asking questions again from group, team A from team B. Just switch the teams. Now, group 2. Switch the team. So B for 2 minutes. Group B is asking questions from you.
هلا اجت وعملت لي مقابله على السريع ما بعرف شو هيك عملت شو
Groups. Now we have just 5 minutes to define the main points from your clients. So both of you. So you are not communicating. If you want to make sure it was correct or not, you can communicate. But now you're communicating as group, as team A, team B. So you are making the bullet points or main key points about your client's need. So this part, you are getting close. for now, just forget about possible solutions and forget about the design. We are going to go step by step and then finalizing each process, right? So now, do you want to combine both? Because here they are very relevant. Before we start this, I think if we combine those processes, that you are making key points as the main line items of needs for each team, and then just write down a problem, just one sentence, problem statement about your client, and then that helps us to get to the design.
How can we know what's we're going to face as a problem, obstacles, if we don't start doing it?
No. That you are asking questions. For instance, if you ask me question, if I'm a designer, if I'm a designer, I'm asking you key questions to get to the point. What is your need first? If you need, for instance, a chair for normal chair outside, for outdoor chair, indoor chair first. If you need a relaxing chair or you need a chair for your office, it's very different. Do you need a chair that is for special needs or so? That's very important.
We asked and we
Right.
did.
So make those points very
We did
clear.
already. They suggested something, and this is what you said. What's the problem if we use whatever? This is what you mean. What we're going to face if we use whatever they're suggesting.
You are the designer. The final solution is coming from you, but it's good to empathy with
Yeah,
them
exactly.
and understand what's their need. And as a designer, as a professional, you are recommending something that is based on their. So we have your group, your team A. So you are talking together. That's what you ask from them, and the main concerns they had. You are just making them as items, and then you are writing one sentence based on the problem that helps you to come with the solution idea, right? Just one sentence. The same thing they are doing. You can communicate, but they are doing something together, and you are. Is it clear? So you are team A, you are team B. You are talking together to itemize what they ask. You are doing the same thing, and after itemizing them, you are writing just one sentence that it's the problem you understood from them, that helps you as a designer to make it as a benchmark for your design. Correct? Clear? Everything's clear.
Now we have
Just execution of the idea.
You are team.
We have somehow,
Team B,
somehow.
team
no,
A.
wait, no, but to tell you one thing, somehow we have become one team from very soon.
So you can ask them to the
ask
question
questions
again to make sure, but you are writing down.
We already know the design.
No, you shouldn't.
But that's what I told her. That's
No, don't go to that process. Yeah.
Ask as a client and the supplier.
That's right.
We are businesswomen who decided that
That
the
is,
end result has already been.
No. If you know the result, it means that still you have not understood your client. Let's follow the process to see right.
Ask the
Okay,
client
because
all kind of question.
Right.
The problem was,
But as long as you have not written your problem statement, that what's the main problem you got from your client, you do not have a benchmark to set this up,
I know.
right?
But our
So
designer, but our
now we
designer
are solving that. No, just for instance, I'm the designer. I'm asking you questions. What kind of chair you need? Do you need a chair for indoor, outdoor, for your office, or next? Right? Do you want the chair this height, that height, angle, whatever? Right. So the key points are height of the chair, angle of the chair, form of the chair, and width of the chair, if it's for... Right. And then you are writing one sentence when you have those items that the problem that I got from my client is based on this, and this helps you to, I get to the idea. They call it ideation. Right.
I have appointment with doctors.
Sure.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, good to see you. Sure. We are going to the next step. Everybody. Okay, now we are getting close to the design. Please start before getting to the design process, the actual design process. Start having 3 to 5 sketches for each group, for each team. You have team A has 3 to 5 sketches for the form you want to make for that chair, and then the same thing. After that, we are going to finalize the ideas and make the chair, just one per group. So we have 10 minutes.
We're enjoying it.
Hopefully.
It's interesting. You need more.
هيدي هيك خلص قصي لي شقفة صغيرة.
شوفي شو حلوة هاي طلعي.
يلا حطيهم.
لا لا.
ايه بينحطوا هاي وحدة هيك.
هدول كتير. وحدة عالية هلا لتحت صغيرة هدول العام وإلها هي وحدة للرقبة.
كمان كويس لك الكرسي هيك.
شوفي هاي شو حلوة. ظهر
هاي شغلة
ايه ليش فينا نستعمل شغله نلزقها عليها يعني
half bottle.
Decision which one from two teams, which sketch and which idea and which design is more legitimate, related to the everybody. Are you hearing me? Because this part is important. After that, we are going to make actual chair. So now you are finalizing all sketches, ideas, whatever you came up so far about your clients in different teams. Just make it one solution and finalize it based on the drawing. The next step, you are making that. So now you need to, as a group, each group has one design, one solution. We have 5 minutes for this.
It's very practical oriented.
Right.
So we only can think with the material at hand.
If you want
we need
to.
the bottle.
Right. Next.
Next step, after 2 minutes.
No, but when you have different sketches, you do not know which form you want to make. Finalize your form, the way that you want to design your chair, whatever you have. If it's angled, the height, the width, the form maybe is different form, and then you are making that something out of.
No, we started with the material at hand. We started.
Right. No. If you follow the process, it's somehow.
Our exercise, because we knew what the material
Right.
is. Maybe if you had not given us the material.
No, but it's good.
We knew it was the plastic bottles.
Right. But finalize one design. We have 5 minutes. Do you need large size or small one? Okay, we leave this one here.
We'll use this and
Right.
maybe a couple.
Yes, we have. We have. We have 3 more minutes. 3 more minutes.
We do not
No, not yet. You can think about that, but do not. We are going to start just group 1, group 1, group 1. Just we are going to start the process, and we have 10 minutes for all groups. So you are here. When you are finishing the object, then we have the last part here is feedback. We are going to talk about our objects. When you are presenting your design, then you get feedback from other groups. The same thing that is happening in design field. Always we get feedback from others to improve the design. So from now we have 10 minutes to make the change. Please stop.
Did you tell them to be very careful with the cutter?
Do we have? Yes, we have liability, right? Just be careful about using the cutter. Please be careful about using the cutter. And also be careful about using the cutter. Okay. We covered almost the entire Beirut. The entire Beirut, the complete city limit. We went to by taxi. We went to.
I found it weird what you told me is that in my area there's also the Arab University, which is it's not my area. From the area that still lives in the area, which is our case. I mean, my dad is from there, and he never imagined himself living somewhere else. And because we're up a hill, we have a very nice view of the mountains.
Right.
So we don't have, buildings blocking us.
Right.
So my dad would never give this house up. So we see students all the time doing surveys and talking to people.
Right.
It's quite normal. And they love AUB. AUB is quite amazing.
But some maybe crazy.
Probably they go back. Probably they saw the guy and it was easy to
Right,
get
but
out.
we told them that do not get close to the camps. That's because it's
Maybe they don't know.
right.
They don't know because the camp is, it's like there's a
أربعة
ولا 24 ما كان لازم قصة كان لازم قصة 3/4 نحط 3/4 شو فينا نعمل أنا ما بفهم لا بدي زيد هون شوي لنقدر
أكثر شوي بدنا أنا عم محاولة
عمالك وبعدين بنظبط اكيد هلا لنعمل لها اشغال
شيلي هاي
انا هلا قبل مش شيلي يا سكر
تطلع فيها لفوق بتكون
طب تنشوف إذا
I enjoy a chance to walk in sand, not to...
It's good. You are going to the AUB gym? Do you want to sit there? Do you want? You are going to AUB gym?
I park here. I park in OSB.
The park.
Yeah, the parking of OSB. And then I just go and I do around an hour, sometimes 50 minutes, 55 minutes. And then I wash up, I dress up, and then I come to work. Maybe come to on time to work.
No, it's good. Of course. Okay. Are you done?
yes.
Okay. Are you done?
Almost.
Okay. Just 2 minutes.
Coming, she has to see this.
Okay, sure.
Something really good.
Yeah, I just want to ask them to put the chair in clear. Great. Please just put the chairs on the table. We are going to, probably in design schools, usually when you have a presentation on panels or object, you are presenting your design, and then you get feedback from your professors and also from critics and whoever that they invited to come give you the feedback. So now, group of, please, could you put it there? If you just clean up your table, we are going to get feedback from your friends. And also maybe I can add something to that. So quickly, if we start from group 1, quickly you are telling us this chair was made based on what needs and what's the main concept, because usually for any design we have a concept. What was the concept out of the problem and needs? And then if you have any feedback, if you want to give them comments, suggestions for improvement, whatever. So you are the critics now. You are the jury. Are you ready? So, or we can, just a few minutes, we wait for Maya. She's going to join us.
Okay.
Do you want to present them, each group, comes here, we can, right? Do you want to present at your table or a table? Okay. Okay. Just we wait for Maya. The object, right? The object you made. You are, just as I said, quickly in 5 minutes you are describing what was the problem and needs and concept and how you got to the design. Are you ready? Group 1, please. Who is going to describe it? Are you? Then you got from the client.
Because we didn't hear anything.
Right. They are saying that
Is it for TV? You can use it for TV or any chair wherever you're sitting in a sitting room, whatever. It's a relaxing chair.
And for massaging, she said also.
What's that?
Massaging.
The massage chair?
I don't know. It's an imagination. What can we use it for?
Right.
But it's a chair.
So, if you have any questions about the form, size, height, whatever, in reality what was supposed, because it's not to scale, right? First.
Yes, it is scale. It's a scale. It's a scale, yeah.
It's not. Can you sit? If it's to scale, real scale, you can sit on that, right?
Of course,
I mean the
can
size.
sit on that. For me, I can
Right.
sit.
Right. But it's, right. But in
It has, I mean, there, I mean.
is it a portable chair? You can take it to
Yes,
with
of course.
video
Yes, very comfortable.
and portable. You can take it.
Yes,
Right.
and for
Right. The actual one is also why the handle one side is higher than the
I mean, yes, because of the buttons, we didn't have the.
No, we have.
We didn't know that we can use big.
No, we have.
We
Yeah.
didn't know that we can use as many
All
as
right.
you can. Because we gave us something that doesn't have all the time.
All right. No, we had, but that's fine.
I can make it bigger if I knew that I had
Right.
to use this.
No, that's fine.
We don't know.
Sure. No, that's fine. Any comments about their chair? Questions? What? Comments? Yes. Because we are also practicing. We are also practicing as a critical design thinking, because you are critical design thinkers that not only you are designer and you know the process of design based on what we follow, also you know what critically think about an object that you see, and you can give them comments or suggestions if it doesn't work in your opinion or not. Okay, comments. We have just a few minutes for comments for group. Yes.
I think this is for not even for a baby. It's for a doll. A doll. خلوني أحكي. And one side is higher than the other.
This is what we said before.
تخلص يا حبيبتي خلينا نتعلم الحوار. So I wonder how comfortable it's going to be. It's not even a model that you can replicate. It needs a lot of improvement.
Okay. Other comments? And also is very interesting in the design field. If you join a design review, if I'm presenting and I have that object and my panels, even if I get a harsh comment, I do not object that. And we learn to deal with the comments. That's very interesting. Because the critique in our field, for instance, if we are inviting some famous designers and that person is giving me a harsh comment and I give him objections, my grades are, he's giving me grades, right? So and also it's a practice to be about the comments. Some of them are very good and constructive. So you can make, if even is out of context or is not relevant, you say, thank you so much for your comments, and then I'm using some part of that for improvement. That's the way that design is always not finished in process. Okay, group 2, please. Right, if one person just describe.
has decided to do a beach chair,
Right.
and that can float on the sea, and that you can put by the sand, by the seashore. And also, a good part of it is if you're thirsty, you
Right.
have a special place to put your little bottle of water. And also very important is the mobile. There's a place for the mobile, also a place for pens. And we also wanted it in this size so that it's portable. You know that you can take it in the car, in and out, whenever you go to the beach, in and out of the beach. And we also like to use it sometimes if you want on the balcony.
Good. Good. Comments, questions, suggestions.
Beautiful.
Good.
Please, the group would like to add other, we have
Sure.
other marketing.
Sure.
Transparent, besides the color transparent, because we have our transparent, heavy duty, and what can I say? With a not very high back, and it has armrest, as you can see, it's portable, and what else? One seat, very simple, and very simple, and
in real scale, the size is half a scale now. You want to make it double scale?
Yeah, okay. The size, the width of it is perfect.
Right.
The width that we wanted.
For one person, you are making.
For one
Right.
person.
Okay.
only. The length could have been a bit longer, but because now of time and
Right.
the material that we have. But the idea is to have this one a bit more.
And the back
60
seat?
centimeters.
And back seat is the
And
same?
the back seat is to scale. We wanted it not very
Not high. Okay.
Because you can sit on the beach and then.
Right. Yes, okay. Comments? Do you have any comments or questions? No. Good. That is interesting that you made not only based on what the key points that you mentioned, it's also practical based on the user's need for taking right the water bottle and mobile. Right. So you are going to deep understanding about the client, what they need exactly. Sorry. Right. Group number 3, please. Could you just rotate it this way? Okay. So. Oops. Okay.
First of all,
Yes.
my first impression about our project is that there is not much scotch and coming and over and over and twisted. It's kind of neat.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a very swift idea to make it longer, so I will not cut my sizes.
Right.
It will not be in the air hanging. The bag, I don't know if it's logic enough, but we are satisfied about it.
Okay.
And it's like floating also.
Right.
And we didn't think of the mobile because water, is it waterproof or the mobiles? So we were
Right, okay.
not.
But the main idea is making a floating chair for the beach.
In the swimming pool, let's say.
Great.
Not in the sea, of course.
And comments? Questions? Do you have anything to add?
it's symmetrical.
Right, it's interesting. And the use of the materials, I really appreciate the way that you, the side you designed that the way that you need it, and also based on the limit of materials, the size, and it's great.
Just to add,
Yes.
whatever we designed before, when it came to implement, we changed our whole idea.
Right.
Accordingly.
Right. No, that's good. When you are experimenting, that's very interesting. Group 4.
Yeah. The intention was to have a relaxed, easy chair for the TV room. we have a high back, because in principle there should be a mechanism whereby it tilted. Okay. We have a cup holder for just relaxing. The cushions should be leather cushions here with backrests for it.
Okay.
And some unsymmetry with the legs, maybe it should be a little bit longer. Apart from that, you feel it's okay and relaxing chair. And this is the fabric of it, okay, with a nice color.
Interesting.
It's the 60s, 70s, like Woodstock, you know.
And the real size is twice of this. It's half a scale, right?
Yes.
This is maybe 1/3 of it.
1/3.
I think
Okay.
it's
So you
1/3.
want to?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's 1/3 of it.
Okay. Comments and. Good. Great. Thank you so much for everybody. Great. For the last part, so this the feedback part is very important in the design process. And the last part I want to talk to you about what we are doing quickly. We are working on research about accessibility of all the adults to the streets and the urban settings, about assessment of the sidewalks and connection of sidewalks to streets. We need 20, 30 volunteers. If any of you are interested in that study, we are providing you cameras. So very simple. When you are going home or you are going outside for daily activities, you are taking photos from issues you see on the sidewalks and your environment. So it's for 4 weeks, you have 36, we give you a camera with 36 paper photos. So you are taking 36 photos about critically thinking about your environment, about curb cuts, I mean the connection of the side, about those bollards, about anything you think is, probably we didn't think about that, but you are concerned about it. So ABLA is now working. We are starting from October to the end of it, for 4 weeks. Please let us know soon this week, and ABLA can, if you communicate with ABLA to just contact information and your name, and then we will talk to you which area you can cover, and we maybe have 1 hour training and exactly give you the direction how you are going to take the picture. And that's it. After 4 weeks, we get the camera, and the result of that is very interesting. We are going to, this is a volunteer work, and is not part of our actual research. We are going to make an exhibition out of your photos, showing that to the city. First, we have an exhibition in AUB, because people really do not know what are the issues with using outside by older adults. If we have wheelchair, if walker or stick, really those sidewalks, most of them, because we have done a pilot study before, are not accessible. If they do not have access to sidewalks, they do not have access to the city. They cannot go to the bank to their needs, and they is ignoring their rights. So we are going to show them.
About the sidewalks, even if there is a sidewalk, we cannot walk on them.
Right, because of those obstacles.
No, not only because, first of all, big crevices between them, and then already go the...
Right, collapse of sidewalk. No, that's why we want to get your pictures. We call it photo voice, means your voice through the photos. We are going to make a big exhibition here in West Hall, and then in the city, maybe in downtown, so a day we can organize and install exhibition. And your names are also as researchers, volunteers, whatever we want. On that, and we are going to take our voice to the authorities, hopefully. So, yes, please.
Just to add to what Mehran said, we have a map.
Right.
We have the map of Beirut. Beirut is divided into 12 districts, and they are divided into sub-districts. And what we have agreed is that we will try to identify a person who is living and moving in one of those districts or sub-districts, and will take photographs of the pavements that they see.
Right, in their area.
And what we want you to find is the anomalies, things that are not pleasant. You see somebody who is on a wheelchair and is not able to walk on drive on the pavement. You see motorcycles parked, you see cars parked, you see a restaurant where they have put tables and chairs on the pavement. So if you are interested,
Right.
just give your name and your phone number and your area, put it on a small piece of paper, give it to me so that I will be able, together with Mehran
And I
and the
put,
team we are
yes.
working,
And
we will
do you need
know
it?
who is working where.
Do you need my
And there will be
presentation?
training, like Mehran said, and one day sort of
If you want,
workshops
I can
so
do
that
it for you.
we can tell you what
It's a
you
large
want to do, how you
present. I
want to
cannot
work,
email it.
and how to use the
I cannot
camera,
email it
and
to you.
to distribute the camera.
I'll bring you a seat.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.